Welcome to today's flexibility practice. Today we're going to work not only with our body's flexibility, but our brain's flexibility as well. So we're just going to break up some of our patterns and try some new movements. And we're going to do a lot of cross body work, which is really good for the brain. So let's stand tall in mountain pose to begin. And just take a moment to be here. Maybe you're closing your eyes or softening your gaze, letting out a nice deep exhale breath. Shoulders fall away from the face. We relax the jaw. We stand tall and anchor down beneath our feet. Let's lift to extended mountain. So reach up through all 10 of your fingers as you keep pressing down beneath both feet. We'll then release the arms back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling, lifting up to extended mountain. Exhaling, dropping back down to mountain. Now this time, as we inhale and lift up, we're going to cross the right hand in front of the left and take hold of opposite elbows. So the right forearm's in front. Good. And then as we release that with our exhale breath, we're going to swan dive all the way down into our forward fold. And when we get there, the right hand crosses over the left. So the right hand takes hold of the left ankle and the left hand takes hold of the right ankle. So the arms are crossed here. Go ahead and let your head drop so your cheeks fall right between your biceps, your chin comes to your chest. We're going to keep this cross as we lift up into a half fold. So arms are crossed, we slide up to the shins. We're pulling the head out from the tail. And then we'll exhale, we'll drop back down, arms still crossed, chin tucks, and the head falls between the arms. As we reverse our swan dive, we'll come all the way up. And this time, the left hand crosses over the right. We take hold of opposite elbows. Good. And then we'll release that. We'll swan dive down. Left hand crosses over the right. Left hand takes the right ankle. Right hand holds the left ankle. The head drops right between the arms. Good. Let's climb up here. Slide up to the shins with the crossed arms. Inhale. Exhale, slide back down. Let's reverse our swan dive. Come on up. Right arm crosses in front of the left. Take hold of the elbows here. And then with an exhale breath, dive in. Right hand crosses over the left, reaching for opposite ankles. We'll lift up, come up to the shins. Inhale. Exhale. Let's release back down. Let's reverse our swan dive, coming all the way up, left arm crossing over the right. Good. And then exhaling, releasing all the way down, left hand crossing over the right. Let's slide up here. Inhale. Release back down. Exhale. We're going to go again and add a little something on this time. So inhale, we're coming up, right hand crosses in front this time. Exhale, we're diving in. Right hand crosses in front of left. Let's slide up to the shins and stay here. So now we're going to bend the left knee and reach the right arm up. So it's a little twist here in our half fold. Let's take a breath in. As we exhale, we come back down, crossing that right hand back over the left. Breath in your half fold. Exhale, go ahead and drape back down. Let your head drop all the way down between the arms. Then we'll reverse our swan dive. We're coming all the way up. Left hand crosses over the right here. As we exhale, we dive wide. Left hand crosses over the right. We come up halfway and we're going to stay. Right knee bends a little bit. Left hand reaches up here. Spinal twist inside of our half fold. Deep breath in. Exhale. Let's come back down. Melt all the way back down into the forward fold. Good. Let's go ahead and reverse our swan dive here. This time we're just going to press the prayer hands together. Land gently at the heart. Nice. So let's go ahead and take the right foot now, and we're going to cross it behind the left one. So see how that feels standing here in mountain pose, a little different. Our legs are crossed, our knees are soft. We're going to inhale and reach up. And as we connect the palms up top this time, we're actually going to wrap around. So you're going to kind of turn there at the wrists and then press the palms in together. So you're crossed up top as well as crossed down in the legs. So just feel this for a moment. Good. Now we're going to lean over to the left. Ooh, a little side bend. How does that feel? Can you relax your shoulders? Good. Now we'll come back up to the center. Inhale. Then we're just going to kind of unwind here, come back to traditional prayer, move down the midline of the body. We're coming down into a forward fold. This time the legs are crossed. So make sure both knees are a little bit soft and just take a look down at your feet. Notice how the inside of your foot is now on the outside and the outside of the foot is now on the inside. Let's try this with our half fold. So we'll go ahead and come up just to that front shin, stretch way out again. And then as we drape back down, if it feels okay, walk both hands over to the left side. Let that right hip just kind of press out a little bit more. Good. We're going to walk back to the center. We're going to climb back up to the shins, and then we're going to come the rest of the way. So let's press the prayer hands together and come to standing. From here, we're bending that back knee, the right knee, and we're going to just drape here into some eagle legs. Good. Then we'll take the right arm, thread it underneath the left, and just wrap to where it feels right for you, coming into your Garudasana, your eagle. Elbows are lifting, shoulders are dropping. We're sinking down just a little bit more into the legs. Good. Now let's straighten out of the legs, but we're going to keep them crossed. Both feet find the floor. Taking a breath in here. As we exhale, can you hinge with your eagle arms and your crossed legs and come back down again into a fold? Feels a little different. See how it feels. Make sure the knees are soft. If you need to unwind the arms, you can. Let's take one more breath in, and then as we exhale, let's go ahead and unwind the arms, and then we're just going to move up the midline of the body with our prayer hands and come all the way back up, and then just uncross. Good. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. We're going to do all of that to the other side. So the left ankle is going to cross behind the right one. Knees are a little bit bent here. And just settle in, get loose up top. And then as we bring the prayer hands back up, once we get there, can you flip again? So just kind of cross your wrist and press the insides of the palms together. So you're crossed up top and you're crossed down in the legs. This time we're going to lean over to the right. Just creating some new neural pathways in the brain based on this kind of new and different movement we're doing in the body. Good. Let's come back to the center here and then just unwind on your way down as we come all the way down into a cross leg fold. We'll then climb up to the front shin, take that half fold, inhale. Exhale, let's drape back in. And if it feels okay, walk your hands and your torso over to the right side. Good. We'll come back to the center. We're going to climb up again. And this time we're going to come all the way up, just prayer hands. And then we're going to set up our eagle on this side. So that back knee, the left knee bends, right foot drapes over top. And then the left arm hooks under the right, hooking to where it feels good for you. You can always go elbow to wrist instead of elbow to elbow. Now, what can you relax while you're here? Find your breath, feel your balance, and feel how you've just wrapped around your own body here. Right and left sides wound up. Good. Now we're just going to straighten the legs, still cross though, but both feet on the ground. And let's see if we can fold forward with our eagle arms. Soft knees, we hinge from our hips. We go slowly, listening to our body along the way. You can always unwind if you want or need to. Good. We'll take a breath in here, and then as we exhale, we'll just unwind the arms. And then we're going to go ahead and come up the midline, pressing the prayer hands together, finishing at the heart, and then uncrossing the legs. Good. Let's just take a moment, shake it out a little bit. Okay, so we're going to come up to the top of the mat and work with some warrior poses. So let's step the left foot back here as we come into warrior one legs, but we're going to play with the arms today. We're going to mix them up a little bit. So we're actually going to take warrior two arms inside of warrior one. So your arms are just going to come out long, parallel to the ground. Feel the 10 fingers reaching away from each other. Your hips are still square to the top of the mat. We're still strong and deep into the warrior one legs, holding warrior two arms. Just let your brain and your body adjust to this variation. Good. And then as we open up to warrior two legs, we're going to take warrior one arms today. So readjust, come to the long edge of the mat, but lift the arms up now. So feel the warrior two lower half and the warrior one upper half. We're going to mix up the arms for the reverse warrior as well. So rather than dropping this back arm, we're going to keep it lifted today, and we're going to drop the front arm. So it's going to feel a little different here. You're going to tip back into a reverse warrior, but the top arm, this back arm, is lifted today. And then let's switch that as we come to extended side angle. So the top arm drops and the bottom arm lifts. I wonder if we can flow that a few times. So come back to reverse warrior with an inhale breath. And then extended side angle with an exhale breath. Let's do that one more time here. Good. So kind of a challenging transition here. We're going to pick up that back heel, turn back to that narrow edge of the mat. We're going to drop the right arm forward, swing the left arm forward, and come into warrior three. So splitting the arms today. And while we're in the warrior three, you can always take your toes down if you need a little support. Let's just switch the arms a few times. Good. We'll finish with that left arm forward, right arm back, and then a forward fold, drape everything down. From here, we're just going to climb on down to the mat and slide back into child's pose. Take a few moments here, a few restful breaths. We're going to have a little fun with our yogi vinyasa today. We're going to change it up a bit. We're actually going to reverse its flow. Okay, so we're going to start with kind of a kneeling expression here. So our child's pose. And what we're going to do is try to stay really close to the floor, kind of like a slithering snake as you pull yourself through and land low in your baby cobra. From baby cobra, we're lifting into plank. So tuck the chin, lift the belly, and then try to press up with a long flat back. From here, we'll tuck the toes and pull back into downward facing dog. We're going to do that 2 more times. So let's go ahead and drop down to child's pose. Exhale and slide way back. We'll then slither over the mat here, staying as close to it as we can, coming into baby cobra, or maybe even pressing into up dog this time. Let's think about moving through chaturanga, so knees or toes, and then pressing up to plank. Inhale. With the exhale, we'll go into down dog. We're going to do that 1 more time. So dropping back to child's pose, exhaling your way in. Inhale, slithering snake, come all the way through to your baby cobra or your up dog. Meet up in the chaturanga dandasana and then press long into the plank and pull back into the down dog. From here, we'll take a few steps with our feet, and a few steps with our hands. We'll meet in the middle of the mat in a forward fold. From here, let's just climb up the legs. We'll come to standing mountain pose. For the other side with our warrior poses, I'm just going to turn around. You can get there however you want to express it today on your mat. So we're going to go right leg back, warrior one legs, that is. But let's welcome the warrior two arms and just see how that feels today. Feels a little different. What do you think? How do you like it? Sometimes different is challenging. Sometimes it feels a little bit uncomfortable. This one's not too bad though, right? And then from here, let's go ahead and open up to warrior two, but we're going to take our warrior one arms. Settle into it. See what you think. Just feel it differently today. And then for the reverse warrior, remember, we're going to keep this back arm up, but we're going to drop the front arm, which is a little different. So we're going to lean back into that reverse warrior. And then for our extended side angle, we'll switch. So the front arm will reach out now. So let's go back and forth with that one another time or two. So reversing the warrior here, and then extending the angle here. Might feel a little awkward, that's okay. Just work with that awkwardness and let your brain develop a new pattern today. Good, now here's that challenging transition where we're gonna lift off the back heel. You might wanna shorten your stance a little bit first. We'll take the right arm forward and the left arm back. It will come into warrior three. And then we'll just switch the arms a few times. So kind of scissor the arms. It's okay if you need to tap down behind. When the right arm comes forward and the left arm is back, hold with an inhale. And then forward fold with an exhale. Let's go ahead and come back down to the ground, back into our child's pose. And we're going to reverse that vinyasa again. So here we are, some spinal flexibility as we slither forward into a low baby cobra. And then tuck the chin, lift the belly, press into chaturanga, and then into plank. And then we can pull back, downward facing dog. So we'll do that twice more with an exhale, settle back down to child's, get close to the ground, stay close as you slither forward, landing either in baby cobra or maybe the up dog this time. And then come into the chaturanga and then press into the plank and pull back into the down dog. One more time, we'll start from the child's pose. Then we'll slither our way through to the back bend of our choice. We'll find chaturanga either on the knees or the toes. Plank, same options. And then down dog, exhale. As we come to child's for a few breaths, let's try a new variation today. We're going to take the knees wide, big toes together, and then we're actually going to thread the hands through, kind of towards the feet. And then just nestle in here. Get really close and start to relax. We're going to continue resting, but today I suggest that you find a different spot. So if you're normally laying on your back for Shavasana, let's try a laying on the belly variation today. So we'll come into relaxed crocodile. We can stack our hands and rest our forehead. We can turn the toes open and separate the legs a little bit. Let out a deep exhale and get very heavy. Feel your front body connecting with the ground underneath. Just keep melting in. Keep letting go. Stay here for a few more moments, a few more minutes if you have the time. Thanks for trying some new things with me today on the mat. I'll see you next time. Namaste.